Alrighty, so apologies in advance for my microphone being very different and possibly terrible. What the hell am I doing? Right, please.
Ready for battle.
That music. Could the volume be increased?
Really? You're a fan of my tunes?
Of course. They are
Alright,
delightfully distracting.
Ready
okay,
for
so
battle.
you got a Farah, okay. Farah, Symmetra, Monkey, Ana, okay, and then they have. Okay, so obviously not ideal with the Farah. Um, the pick, obviously, you or the Ana. Not particularly ideal with the Farah, but you can make it work. I've definitely hard forced Ana when uh, when they had a Farah a couple times and Lucio, or when I had a Farah a couple times, and it's doable. It's just it's more on the Farah to not play like an idiot. And this is a good Farah point, so she might be okay. But honestly, you're just gonna ignore the Farah. There's not much you can do about it as Lucio. You're just gonna be mostly diving with your monkey, maybe your Symmetra if she's doing TP palms and stuff, and booping them off the high ground, stuff like that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
How's that sound there?
So with their particular comp, you want to be looking to boop them off the high ground they're probably going to be on, and you want to boop people that can't get back up. So looking at their comp, that's their tank and their other support. Okay, 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 okay. Kind of a dipstick there.
1. Attackers.
God, it would be great if it could go back in smaller increments instead of just loading the same thing over and over again. Okay, so I see why you did this, but when they do have a Junkrat, it's really dangerous. So what I think you should be focusing on here is either getting on isolated targets. You almost never want to boot the front line unless you know exactly what their whole team has, um, or like your team's going in with you or something like that. Because like I see what you were trying to do there. You were trying to boop the, you were trying to boop the fucking what is this guy's name again? Ramatra. I don't know why I said Revenant. I played too much Apex. Anyways, you were trying to boop him in front of his shield, right? And maybe like get some free damage on him, maybe get a pick. But he's a tank. He's not gonna die when you do that. If you were to do that to like a weak target or even somebody with 200 HP, you'd be more likely to murder their faces, right? But it's not gonna. The tank's not gonna die doing that, so it's just not worth risking your life for. So here, what you should be doing is be probably going around up on the top left. I think I like that a lot. Um, so like for example, if you went, I wonder if my keyboards are the same. Oh, they are. Nice. So probably up here is where I would start on this map, just in general, just so you want to come up here. One, you'll be healing your Pharah a little bit, which is always nice. But the main reason, like even if you didn't have a Pharah, I'd still be here, is because you want to know what the hell they have as a team comp. So you start up here, you get really really high up, and you're pretty safe, and you can kind of see everything. So you can kind of okay, where are they? Who's where, and then you would have seen that this An is a little isolated. You probably could have dove her. I understand that you're on the cliff here, and like you're like, hey, come here, I'll boop you and kill you, which is good. But if you're gonna play the cliff, what you want to do instead of just running in there and then putting your back to the whole enemy team, you probably want to come up here and like shoot at them, peek them, and then if anybody chases you, then you can try and boop them off. But if not, like they're probably not completely retarded, assuming this is Diamond now. So that being said, you still want to go for stuff like that because assuming people aren't retarded is how you never get any boops because people are retarded even in GM. But regardless, so I would go up top up here, and this you'd get a much better sight of uh, where everyone is. And if you did want to boop somebody in front of the shield, you can still do that from right here. You just fall right here. You just fall, and you can still boop them from right there. But you can have a much better grasp of the situation before you go in. You kind of just went in blindly, which is why you got punished by the Junkrat there. Um, so I think probably number one, you should be trying to set up for a dive with your monkey is what you should be thinking, and you can't really do that from down here. Partially because you don't know where anyone is, partially because you can't get to them. So if you were up here, you can get to basically anyone. So I would have started up there. So now your monkey's going in, and it would have been pretty wizard if you were in here with him. But alas, it is not to be. It's a good amp there. So this time I'd get high ground, same deal as last time. You see the on up on the top. Does a decent boop. I don't know if you were calling that, but if you called that out, it would have been pretty good. Your Genji, or not your Genji, sorry, your monkey could have dove that, and maybe you would have got him. It's a little dangerous there though. Here I'd definitely be going high ground with your monkey or getting on the Ame with him. Nice. I'd be speeding here still. Boop the rat back in. Nice. Good job getting out there. You did a good job getting behind the rat when he was on your ass. I'd probably be flanking there, so when there's a rat in a hallway, you probably just want to cut him off because you can't really follow him in there. You will explode and die a horrible, painful death. So here the boop on the rat was good. Probably leave after you're done. He hit you on accident. But so right here where they're chasing the rat, you can't chase him in there. So instead of trying to chase him in there, which it's fine if you want to get like one or two parting shots on him, I'd probably just haul ass as Lucio right here, all the way up here and around, and you can definitely cut him off if you came in right here and came in behind him. I think like you're Lucio, you're fast as fuck. I think you could actually cut him off, and like your Genji and your monkey are probably gonna leave him 1 HP, and you come out around the side and probably finish him off. Maybe not, but I think you could have at least tried if you went up there and looked, and maybe if you were like, oh, the healer's not back yet or whatever, then it'd be good. You could have maybe not maybe cancel that res, but I think it is. I think it was a good idea not to go for it because it was too dangerous with the Junkrat right there. He would have just one shot you probably if you got in here. So like you do see this, and yeah, you see the Junkrat's there, so it's a good thing you did not go in there because I think you probably would have exploded. So here you see the Genji dashed in. So now there's only 2 people left over here. So what I would try to do here, maybe assassinate the Mercy right here because the rat isn't looking at you. If you could, if the rat continues to walk forward, you can boop this Mercy backwards. She's now out of LOS of all of her teammates, so she can't fly to anyone. And you could maybe kill her in this hallway here. So that's something that I might try to do here, depending on what the Junkrat does next. Okay, Mercy also did things. Good kill on the Junkrat once the Mercy left him. So she might be having another res soon, right? Or am I crazy because I've been pausing a lot? My sense of time is messed up. Okay. Probably good to speed here. Really good boot. Ensure she dies there. So here I'd be speeding up and trying to catch some people. You can definitely catch that Ramacha. I think you should have gone a little earlier. Don't wait for the cart to be like the door to open and everything. Just go around. Like you're Lucio, you're really fast. So just go around. Make sure your Ana gets out here because she's kind of doing Ana things that she shouldn't be doing. Okay, so here you should probably be pressing tab and thinking, okay, I have my ult. What do they have? What do I need to counter it? Where do I need to counter with? I don't know about that engage there. That was alright though. Like I think the flank there was the right answer. You just don't want to, I don't know, run through them all for no reason. So, like I think the flank was good, so you can try and set up a dive with your monkey, and also so you can just see where everyone is. So this is like a really good beginning of the fight. Like right here, you're still doing things correctly. I think what you need to do is go right here, and then just take a look. See where everyone is. Slow down for just a second. So like I realize you're Lucio, you're like gotta go fast. But like you really gotta think about there is a time and a place to stop for a second and decide on your timing for your engage. And that time is usually the last corner before you see all the enemies, right? So you know the enemy's all over here because you were just shooting at them a second ago before you flanked. So when you're about to come to this corner again, you slow down, you stop, and you go, okay, where's everyone? You peek the corner, and then you peek the corner, right? You don't run into the street. So just when you're getting close, peek the corner, decide where everyone is. Your monkey's gonna go, okay, we're gonna dive. And if your monkey is smart, he probably dives the Mercy or dives the Ana, one of the two, because they're both fairly alone, and he could probably jump on them, and then you from up here can engage on one of the two of those, right? Or even you could call it. If your monkey's not calling the engage, you can still do that as Lucio. So you can say, okay, get on the Mercy up top right, and then be like, Mercy, 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 and go on it. That's fine. You can do that. Or the Ana, same thing. Be like, okay, hey monkey, you ready? 3, 2, 1, and count it down. You can call that engage as well as Lucio, but you just need to, like, this is a really good flank. You just kind of wasted it because you just immediately left by running through them all because you kind of didn't stop. You just continued to move. Like, the giving up high ground right there, I don't really know why you did it, but going back around is the right call here. I'd probably go for the Ana now just because she is up there. Like, you're kind of just going in the circle and doing the same exact thing you did last time, so, like, it was good to go back around and get the high ground again. And then you just immediately drop. So this on up on the top left, I'd be getting on her if at all possible, hopefully with your monkey. But if not, you can just get on her yourself and maybe kill her. But like probably come up here, hit her up on the wall. If she backs up too much, you might be able to boop her off. But that's a big if. But if she runs away from you or something, because you get a lot of damage on her, you might be able to get a boop there. But either way, she's isolated. She's getting value up here. Even if you do not try to kill her, at the very least, you should take her and boop her off the high ground. It makes it so she has a lot less options. She can't see as far. She can't drop off the high ground to run away from someone. She's already on the low ground. She can't get back to the high ground. She'd have to go all the way around. She's a lot more vulnerable. So even if you don't do anything else to her, boop her off the high ground. That wasn't dangerous at all. So I'd definitely be amping. There you go. I'd let him go and try and finish somebody else, probably. Yeah. Because I think the Pharaoh was alive. Yeah, your monkey got her. So here, now I'd set up high ground. And I'd sit right above this door, probably. And then when somebody... Yeah, so I'd sit right above the door. And then when somebody comes out who's not the tank, you can boot them in. So right here, this was kind of a mistake, peeking this choke here. Because, like, you know they have a Pharah, so, like, if she was back, which she isn't because she only just died, you could take a lot of damage. And you still can because the whole freaking team is looking through this doorway, so if you're going to die, it's going to be in a doorway. So you don't want to usually peek doorways, especially not this close. This is really, really scary. So what I would have done instead is when you were on this, stay on it, and then hop here, and then be above the doorway. And then if somebody comes out, so like what you could do, say their tank walks out, which he's going to, right? He's the tank. You can boop the tank down, and then your monkey and you can dive the supports who are right here, right? Because it's the tank and the supports and stuff and the squishies. So so you can just boop the tank off the high ground, and then you and your monkey can stuff this door. That's one option. Another option would be the tank walks out, you don't boop in. Somebody squishy walks out, you boop them off the high ground, and then you dive them down there. But then that leaves you open to the Ana perhaps nading you or something, which is not good, but you still probably get the kill. But regardless, you want to boop somebody off, either the tank or squishy, and I would probably have the tank come out, and I'd boop the tank off, and then you and your monkey can now stop the supports from coming to support him. So you can either have you and your monkey hold this while your whole team kills the tank, or you guys can push in and kill the supports and stuff. Either way, you want to like be really careful in the doorway here, set up above it, and go for a boop off this high ground. Okay, so that's a big L. Your team used ults, they used ults, your team took a hard L. So you used Echo and Nano. They used Ramatra, Nano, and Mercy. So not bad. They have, next fight they'll have Pharah and Soldier. And you should be looking to use your ult probably for the Soldier ult, because the Pharah ult, it's very, very difficult to react to it. You can definitely do it. It's just, you got to be a lot quicker with it. So you're probably going to end up using it for the Soldier ult because your team doesn't have a shield or anything. Okay, your monkey just giga fed, so you're probably just resetting here unless you get a pick in the next 2 seconds. Nope, you're now leaving. I probably wouldn't sit up here because the fair is just going to murder you. Like, that high ground's a really good spot to sit if they don't have somebody who can fly and chase you around. But since they do, it's not that great. So when you're playing into Farah as Lucio, you got to be really careful of just riding really high up on walls and shit because she'll just beat you up and murder you, kind of like what you're doing right now. Like, you can very easily die doing that into Farah. It's actually a decent TP. Good boop there to help her out. I'd help your Ana though, because she's getting murdered. Unlucky. So you traded Anas though, so this is still winnable. So that was really nice. So I would probably beat here if you need it. So I'd be keeping an eye on your teammates' HP. So they're kind of weak. I probably would have beated for your sim there, but that's fine. You can still maybe win. So right here, you need to be focusing the people that your monkey's on. So your monkey is murdering the soldier in the corner, and you're kind of just doing whatever. So like when somebody ults and they're getting a kill, you're trying to get kills, like say Genji Nanoblades or your monkey ults or whatever, you want to go around and help speed them around and help them finish kills. So right here, your monkey ults, right, and he gets slapped, now he's back up, and then he goes, okay, he sees the soldier in the corner, he jumps at the soldier. You looks like here, like you're going for the soldier. I was like, nice, nice, and then you were like, hey, look, a tank. So like, help with the soldier right now. The soldier's half HP. If you were to do a little combo on him, left click, boot, melee, whatever, into the corner, you could maybe finish the soldier here. So just try to focus the same targets as your monkey or whoever's ulting and going in. Because the soldier did get fairly weak there. You might have been able to finish him. Probably not, but maybe. He got weak there again, so it would have been decent. Now your Honest should be back in a second, so I'd probably just speed in and beat, except not because your Widow's dead now, and your Honest dead now. Okay, so yeah, I'd leave again. But you could have maybe engaged with beat, but your team apparently was peeking a little too much. So yeah, once you were down, you probably should have just left immediately, but it's okay. So this next fight, they have a lot of ults, basically everything again. You guys have just beat. So that being said, there's 60 seconds left. So you're gonna want to try and get okay. Your team should probably be flanking here, but you want to try and get one or two of the ults out, disengage, and then go in after. Would be ideal. If not, then you should probably just use your beat before the round is over. So I would, okay, you're up. You're not up, but you're even. So I would literally run in and beat right now. Just run into the middle of them and beat. Would have been excellent because you would have denied the res, and you would have had probably got another pick while you were doing that. So once you got a pick, you're like, okay, we're even. We have 30 seconds. They have a butt ton of ults. Overwatch is kind of a game about who presses Q first. Like that's kind of how it is in a lot of the higher ranks. Is it's literally just all ult economy, and if you get a pick before they do, and you capitalize on it and finish the fight. So even though they have 5 ultimates, you could maybe win that with just beat because they're like, okay, okay, we got just wait. Once beat's gone, we'll do it. Once beat's gone, we'll ult. But if you get in there, you've killed one, you deny the res, and then you kill one or two more during the beat. They're like, okay, 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 next fight, next fight. Like, because they're like, oh, we're down so many, we're not going to throw our ult into this last fight. So you can definitely win that right there. I think if you just run forward and beat. That being said, you could also just run forward and not beat and die. That's also an option. But I think you could have done that if you timed that beat perfectly. And that was basically if you got that pick and you immediately speed in with your monkey and your whole team, you jump on them and beat it while you're doing it, you would have denied the res. If the Mercy had been going for the res, you still should have beated right here, by the way. You could have saved your monkey with that. Anyways, yeah, if you had done it immediately, you would have either denied the res because the Mercy wouldn't have gone for it, or you would have got a pick because the Mercy was going for the res and you would have landed on her and used beat right as she did that. So I think beating there was probably the right answer and just running at them. Probably want to make sure you heal your Ana here. You already have people on the cart, so there's no reason for you to just feed onto it. So just make sure that you're healing your Ana here. I'd back up a little bit. Especially because when Ramacho is using his little punch form thing, it's really, really easy for him to hit you. He like barely has to aim. He's practically a brig. So I would have stayed back just a little bit and probably helped either heal your Ana or try to harass their backline. You don't want to harass their tank on the point when there's no real reason to because he's a tank and you're Lucio. You're probably not going to bully him too hard. So you already have people on the point, so just go to harass people and try to get picks off the point. Don't just harass the people that are on the point contesting because those are the people that they have the staying power to survive, like a tank. So right there, don't go for the Ramatra. Go on the back line, try and disrupt the supports or
Switching
something like that
sides.
because you already had people on the cart. You didn't need to be on the cart.
Initiating match. Ready for battle.
This is my favorite part.
You do not put it to use.
テレポートマニフェスティ私がついてる You check out the new album?
You've heard of them?
Yeah. So? What you think?
Oh, nobody uses 15 electric guitars like those guys.
Blare me out. Blare me out. Blare me out. I dare
So with
you.
this comp,
Blare me.
you're like half dive and
Divergence leads to
half not,
defeat.
so
This is my
it's
favorite
kind of weird, but you can definitely do it. You're probably just going to be trying to combine with your Doomfist here, um, and probably just get some picks like that. You're not going to be really playing with your Mei or your Symmetra that much, but you might play with the Symmetra a little bit when she TP's in. Probably be backing up a little bit to heal your Mei that was there. You want to focus the turret as soon as possible, but without peeking it. Okay, good kill on the turret. You're up one there, so I probably would have denied the res there. You definitely could have. You heard it. You heard it happening there. And if I can hear it with these shitty earbuds that I currently have, then you can definitely hear it. So right here, you get a pick, and then you can hear the res. So right there, you got a pick. Right here, here it comes. There it is. So right there, you should immediately be like, okay, we're going in. And then right there, you can definitely have, instead of going back here to reload, you could have definitely gone off the side here and then just like it's not even that high risk. So like literally, you drop right here, boop her, and you're out. Like, and you just deny the res. They have no tank, and your team can just walk in. So when you get picks and they have a mercy, which they have the whole game, they've had a mercy. You really, really need to think about denying reses, and it's really actually pretty good in this against their comp. Like they don't have anybody who can like really just fucking stop you from doing that, except for Ana, unless if she hits like a nutty sleep from there, which is unlikely, I would say. But it's like they don't have a Junkrat like that. Remember at the beginning of the last round, you ran in and just exploded. So like you can't really do that because Junkrat's basically Reaper on steroids. So you really can't deny reses as often. You got to be a lot more wary of the Junkrat. But on this team, as long as the turret isn't up, I feel like you can really, really go for reses and denies. And you got the turret, so you got the turret, and then a pick, and then you got a pick. It's a perfect opportunity because they really probably can't stop you in this situation. So I think I probably would have gone there and got the res, but it's fine. You're even still. Now you're up once. Now you're definitely going. Probably speed in here if you can. Definitely wanted to help your sim in the back there, I think. Or, not your sim, sorry. Yeah, your sim. Oh god. Here, let's watch that again. But, I think it was your sim. Okay, so I probably wouldn't have backed up here because you weren't really weak, and your team's also going in, so it's good to go in there. Yeah, your sim was in the back for a little bit. Yeah, she TP'd out. You're fine. But yeah, you went in a little deep there, but that's fine. You're still good right here. I think right here you back up, and instead of because right now Ramatra's in his little punch form, I'd probably back up this direction because cover right here is a lot closer, and the Ramatra won't be able to hit you as much. So I'd probably back up right here, shoot at him a little bit, and then once the Ramatra pushes up, maybe go back in, maybe on the Mercy up top or the Yana or something. But it depends. But I probably just want to avoid the Ramatra as a general rule, especially when he's using his whatever the fuck that thing's called. I don't know the name of that ability. So here I see you're trying to help with the Doomfist. You went in a little too deep. And since they do have a Torb, I don't think you can really be doing that unless the turret is down. But it's just in general, I think if you were gonna go in right there, you needed to do it on the high ground. You can't just run straight at them. So I think
Switching tracks.
let me go back actually again. So right here, like you're going in and it's okay, but like they're about to come by with the Torb and everything. So I'd be up here maybe, and then like you just don't want to run straight at them the whole time. So you want to like come from a side angle like here, and then drop onto them, and then like do like a strafing run across them, and then like get to a different piece of cover. That's maybe fine. That's how you kind of want to play when you're in the middle of their whole team like that. And like I know that I don't have really stuns, but still, it's pretty scary. So I also really like this spot right here. It's just amazing. Um, this is actually where I usually start on attack. Sorry, on defense rather. When I'm playing dive or something, like I'll sit here as Lucio or as Tracer or Genji, and then like their whole team just walks right past you, and then you can just kind of try to delete somebody in the background and then run away. Um, and they'll let you do it over and over and over and over again. So like if you just sit right here, it's just a really good spot to be. Um, so anyways, you can also do that. So remember earlier when I said back up over this way direction? It's also really easy to get there. So like you can kind of walk. My voice is messed up. Anyways, you can kind of walk here, like almost completely in cover the whole time to get into this thing. And so it's like if you're trying to approach, this side is much better because it has cover, and also as Lucio, you can boot people. So I think that side's usually better. But if you are going to go on this side, you want to be all the way up on the high ground, maybe like up here. The problem with that is that they have a Torbjorn, and he has a turret, which will shoot you in the face. So I kind of like the other side that has a lot more cover when they have auto aim stuff. It was a decent timing on the engage though. I do think the only reason you really died there is because you fell. If you had stayed on the wall the whole time and not fell, you probably would have got out. But that's just how it is. Can't be perfect.
Switching tracks.
Okay, so right here, their team is beating the hell out of your team. So you have two options. One is speed your team back, which seems to be what you're doing. The second option, it depends how based you are. Their Mercy just died completely alone. If you can get past their whole team and they don't chase you back to spawn, you can spawn camp the Mercy here while your team regroups because they have a lot of space between the cart and the point. So if you go and spawn camp the Mercy right now, she's completely alone. You almost definitely win that. Yeah, especially since your team has a teleporter, I don't think it's as necessary for you to speed them back. Okay, so when your male's here, you probably want to speed in. Move him off the high ground if at all possible. That's good. You want to go in there with him, get a melee. You were a little late on the engage there. Like when you see your Doomfist charging your punch, like you usually know he's about to go in. Boop him back in. Nice. That was a really good boop. You want to chase him to the corner there. Now you can boop him off the edge. Just kidding. Yeah, if you had followed him there, he was within distance to boop off the edge. You're going to boop him away and get out of his ult. He is nano. Very much don't want to be there moment. Poor Genji, he really thought. That was decent. Once the Genji blade was gone, it's good to regroup your team here. Probably want to push up top right, or push out and touch ever. Oh, okay, that was close. Okay, I don't think I would have gotten quite so hard there. I think instead of just running in, I understand you were like, oh no, team, we're touching the point. Like, your team was on the point. You don't need to contest. So when your team is on the point, I probably would have just gone left here and got up on the high ground and shot from here. Boop this Torben if he's overextending, or alternatively go on the Ana, which is probably what I would have done instead. But you can start from up here and then like ramp off this and get up here and murder her with the Doom because he's got the right idea. But regardless, your team is on the point. Like they don't need you on the point right now. You have time to maybe get somebody else. So I probably would have flanked left. You can kill the turret pretty safely from up here, or just see what's going on and then probably get on the Ana or the Mercy or somebody on point. Whatever, it's fine. But I just don't think you should have gotten quite so hard.
60 seconds remaining.
Like that's another thing. Like I said earlier, like once you're there,
Has reached the
like you're about to get to the enemy, chill for a second and like stop just running in nonstop like a chicken with your head cut off. So decide the timing of your engage, especially if like I understand that they're like, oh, we gotta touch the point. Once you see that it's contested, like up in the top middle, it says contested, you know that you don't need to just haul ass in there anymore. I do like the monkey swap because I don't think the Doom was working that well, and also I think Doom is terrible in the Torb. So I do like the monkey swap here. Adding your freaking your tank. Interesting. Interesting. I like how there was what the fuck was that? Sorry, what? Did we just? Okay. I just feel like I lost all my brain cells. But so I feel like you definitely could have tried to follow up on the mail. No one did, including her, which is really weird. So like right here with this Ana, it gets, ulted. So right here, if you like got on this Ana, you could have maybe booped her back in, but probably not. He was frozen. Cool. Okay, that was a terrible mail, but I feel like there should have been some attempt to at least check and see what was going on with it. You kind of just ran away from it and went with the net, which is kind of weird. Okay, I don't know about that amp. It's alright. Okay, so when there's a Kitsune, you kind of just want to leave. So I think I would have engaged a lot earlier here. So once you destroy this turret here, you can kind of see the like, okay, their Mercy is ulting, so yeah, I get it. You're like, okay, we gotta wait. This Ana is kind of alone back here. You could maybe get on her. Um, so that's kind of what I was seeing, is that the Ana's really, really alone back there. So I think you probably could kill the Ana here. Like, if you were to call it for your monkey, just Ana way in the back, you can ping it, and then you can go on him. I think that'd be fine. And here you just kind of left. Like, I know you were going in to save somebody, and then they were, they died. But I think I'd probably be getting on the Ana here. Once they use Kitsune here, that's when you immediately swap to speed. What the fuck just happened? Jesus. Where am I? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, once they Kitsune, your immediate response should be speed. And then get your team out of LOS so they don't get fucking run over, right? So right here, they Kitsune, you should swap to speed, and your team should not be standing here. They should be leaving. You're still standing here. So like don't like just leave. Just take like I would immediately when they Kitsune, you swap to speed, and then your team who was on they were on the stairs right here. So your team should probably just as a group speed come in through here and come right at the back, probably right under the honor or something. Is probably the right answer there. Because when they Kitsune, they're all going to start pressing W, right? Their whole team goes and they just run at you. So you have speed, they have speed because they have Kitsune. So you both will just trade positions. Their Ana is just sitting here ADS. She probably dies if you do that as a team. But and because like the rest of their team will kind of just run up here and leave her alone. So they didn't get any kills with that Kitsune. It wasn't that good. But like you guys, tried to give it to them, but it didn't work out. But regardless, when they Kitsune, they're always gonna rush forward. There will usually be one or two people left in the back, so you can usually leave, flank, and hit somebody alone in the back. And also, by the time you get there, the Kitsune will be almost over because it doesn't last that long. Definitely shouldn't have gone in on the tank there. Definitely want to go in on the back line. Probably want to amp speed here, or sorry, not speed. Probably want to amp heals. Probably want to boop him back. But you're kind of just like not even here. Like you're literally just 15 heals per second, like totem. So like you want to be trying to stay in the fight here. So right there, that was not good because you're peeking from the front. You're booping the Torb and the Ramatra, who are the two tankiest people on their team, and then just running away. So you're taking a lot of damage for not really a lot of gain. So here, once again, I'd be flanking through the building, trying to get on somebody on the back line. So once you're here, you're like, oh, I'm scared, I'm weak. You have amp, just use it. So I'd probably just amp here, get back in the fight. So right here, I'd amp, and I'd probably walk right after I amped. After I was above like a little bit more, I'd probably walk right back out here, just to make sure I hit some other people with my amp, like my monkey, and then I would hop on the Zana. So I would amp. You walk out, drop off the back here because I was going to be holding S because the monkey's on her, and then you would drop right here and then boop her back into the monkey and murder her. You maybe kill her there. But regardless, you really just kind of sat here and like you weren't part of this fight because you didn't want to press E or something. I don't know. So here you're like kind of shooting at him, I guess. But like I realize he's weak, but he's like pocketed. He's probably not gonna die. So you wanna go help your monkey get on the back line. And here you're just kind of chilling. Okay. This Ramatra is just eating every single boop that you have. So right at the end there, definitely the right play I think was get on the Ana, and help finish her off or disrupt her or something because I realized you were trying to stay out of the Ramatra ult. But yeah, you still would have been out of the Ramatra ult, but you can still do other things while he's doing that, like get on the back line or do whatever. So I think the main things in this game that went wrong was when you flanked, you just kind of like continued to haul ass and never stopped. So I think that's something I would try to work on. Is like once you're getting close to the enemies, you got to have a little bit more of a thoughtful approach. Once you're getting up in the higher ranks, because like in lower ranks you can just do whatever the hell you want as Lucio, and no one can ever stop you because they can't aim or think. So I definitely try to, when you flank, slow your roll just a little bit once you start getting close to enemies, and think about the timing of your engages. Um, I feel like there was another big thing that I said a lot in this. Yeah, so calling engages on like with your monkey would be good. I can't hear your comms obviously, but you really weren't combining with him that much. So like you want to try and just like once you're getting to a little higher rank, you want to either you call the dive or you follow up on the dive that he's doing, and you can kind of do that. I realize you're not a monkey; you can't jump from the ground 20 fucking feet into the air and land 30 yards away, right? Like you can't do that. So what you kind of got to do is you're a healer. You can see everyone through walls. Well, everyone can see everyone through walls, but regardless, you're a healer and you're Lucio, so you gotta kind of predict your monkey. So when you have a monkey or a Doomfist, you need to be up on the wall or something or on a flank, but you're looking at your monkey through the wall, and you can kind of see he's about to jump, and you can kind of guess where he's about to go and just show up where he's going to be. So like you have to actively think about predicting your tank or your Genji or whoever you're trying to combine with, and try to meet them there because you can't just you're not monkey, you can't just jump there and be there immediately. It takes a little bit of preparation and forethought for you to end up in the right spot at the right time. Oh, and the other thing that you did a lot of was going in from the front. So that's something we've been working on a little bit, I think, over the last couple of VOD reviews is just going in from the front. So you want to just look for little like flank routes little just even if it's just like a little doorway that comes out like 2 feet back, like that little house in the middle. You can just swim through the house for a second and come out the back. Or like you want to look for when the enemy's pushing in, you can take that moment to swing around behind them while they're pushing in. All right, I think I'm gonna end it here. That was a good game though. I think that was a good one to review. So good job.